One time Srila Prabhupada was giving a talk in one of the universities about the Bhagavad Gita. And one girl stood up and she said, "Oh Swamiji, you're giving us this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. Why did it take so late? Why did you come here so late? Why didn't you give us earlier? At the age of 70, you're coming here. If you would have come here before, so many would have benefited from your travel." Now, if we were in Prabhupada's place, we would be really annoyed because we come all the way and people blame us. Said, "Prabhupada, why didn't you come earlier?" Prabhupada very coolly looked at the girl and said, "I was waiting for you to be born." So Prabhupada's wit and his compassion is just matchless. Srila Prabhupada could pick lessons from anything. Another example of Prabhupada's humor was one time Srila Prabhupada was in his room and one very surrendered disciple came to Srila Prabhupada and said, "Srila Prabhupada, I feel like sitting at your feet." Prabhupada said, "That's never possible because I'm always traveling." I'm never at one place. So in this way, Prabhupada was very humorous. But his humor was also, backed up with his mood of complete surrender to his Gurudev and this mission of distributing the books. Another example was one reporter came to Prabhupada. Very nice story. She came to Prabhupada and she said, "Srila Prabhupada, you have these big, big temples. You have these books. Where do you get the money from?" Prabhupada looked at her and said, "We depend on Krishna's mercy." Now this answer she didn't understand. It just went over her head. So she repeated herself. She said, "But Prabhupada, to do all of this, you need money. Where do you get the money from?" Prabhupada said, "Krishna's mercy." Now she didn't understand. So she thought maybe because Swamiji is old, he's not able to hear. So she repeated again. She said, "But where does the money come from?" Prabhupada looked and said, "Krishna." "But then where are your funds?" "Krishna." "How do you print books?" "Krishna." "Where did you get the land from?" "Krishna." So now she had no option. She was almost losing the game now. So she looked at Rameshwar Maharaj. Yes? And she asked him, "Well, where is the money coming from?" Now he was in a fix what to say. So he looked at Prabhupada, looked at the reporter and said, "Krishna." Now the reporter thought, let me change the topic. So she said, "So Swamiji, can you tell me something about yourself? Before you came to America, what was your life? How was it? Where do you come from? Can you tell me?" So Prabhupada looked at her very coolly. He said, "Why should I tell you?" So she became humble and said, "Well, Swamiji, if you may wish, you may tell me." Prabhupada said, "Why should I wish?" Now the game was up. So Rameshwar Maharaj went close to Prabhupada and said, "Prabhupada, in the West, people like to know about the author. If they learn about the author, then they will buy your books." So when Prabhupada heard that, he said, "Now you ask, I will tell you." So Prabhupada's mood, every action that Prabhupada did was completely Krishna conscious. Even his humor, even his vision, even his compassion, everything was Krishna conscious. Prabhupada could see Krishna everywhere. This is the quality of a great soul.